The care that we provide in people's homes is the best care possible. We have nurses, home health aides, social workers, spiritual caregivers, and they go into a person's home and try to provide the full range of services that consist of things like physical comfort, emotional well-being, spiritual peace. Those are the three components that make up hospice care. However, in order to do that in a person's home, there has to be a primary caregiver there. We don't always have that. My father, for example, was living in Florida at the time of his death. My mother had died several years before. He was by himself. If a person's by him or herself, they don't have that primary caregiver in their home. The hospice residence would be a perfect place for them to move into to receive all of that care that constitutes hospice care.
Well, our community has always been blessed by having people stand up and support for high quality of life. And it's one of the things that we're lacking. And we have, as people come to the end of life, they look for different options. And one of the options is a great place to spend the last few moments or last few days. And what the trend is that there are residence facilities that people go to, and so people are actually going outside of our county to have an end-of-life experience. And so we thought, is with the mission of Hospice of Lenawee, which is to enhance the quality of life here in Lenawee County, is that we ought to allow our residents that same experience here within the county.
Our youngest daughter, Megan, was diagnosed with Ewing sarcoma in 1999 at the age of 17. And she went for 2 years to the University of Michigan for chemotherapy, radiation, major surgeries. And it was in her third bout of cancer, she was admitted to the hospital, and they were going to try one more shot of radiation. And when I went into her hospital room that morning, she said, "You know, Mom, I'm done and I just want to come home." And through hospice, we were able to spend the most wonderful 6 weeks of her life at home with her dog at her side, family, friends. It wasn't a sterile environment that you'd think of at the hospital. Hospice came in on a regular basis and checked on Megan, checked on our care, and they just took such a large piece of stress out of our lives, knowing that we were getting the best care that we could have right at home with hospice.
Hospice has been a part of our lives in a couple different areas. When we lost Sally's mom, hospice was a part of that. When we lost my mother, hospice was a part of that. And I'm in awe of the caring, wonderful people that they put together. I mean, it's a great organization.
We offer our bereavement services to our hospice families, but also to anyone in the community who would like to receive some support. And often we're space limited here. We have very little space. Sometimes we have to take our groups to churches and other places in the community because we don't have the room. And so just to be able to offer this to our community would be, to me, a dream fulfilled from my standpoint. I've been here 20 years, so it would be a neat thing.
I think the building of this hospice unit is so important for this community because I've seen the need in the last couple of years since I've been working with hospice. There are often times when it would really have been helpful for a family to have a unit where they could stay with their loved one overnight in a maybe more controlled setting, but not like a hospital community. And I think people have, over the years, have understood that Hospice of Lenawee is a growing company. I don't like to use that word. We're really a group of people that service this community at times of people's lives that are very difficult, but we can come in and make that a little easier.
People can help make our hospice residence a reality by considering a gift in support of this project that is the kind of gift that they would imagine if they were trying to help someone in their own family that needed to live in this kind of facility. We hope that people will imagine a place that their loved one would be comfortable in, and understand that in order to build such a place, it is going to require a lot of resources from a lot of people. We need gifts of all sizes. And to make that feasible for people to do, we're going to allow people to make commitments over a 3 to 5 year period so that they can perhaps stretch a little bit to make a gift that will truly make a difference in this community. And that's the most important way people can help. But we also need suggestions on the garden, how to make the gardens beautiful, interior design, decorating, those types of things. If people have ideas about those things, that would be wonderful too. We can always use good counsel about what will make a space feel home-like, because that's the real goal, is to make this a very pleasant environment and still provide the utmost in quality of care.